YouTube, it's Bebop307 here, and welcome back to Niche and the Feryll Empire. Now you guys, I know originally that I said that I wanted to definitely get a Claude baby in this episode, but now that I've thought about it, I think I have a better idea, a better sign-off. In this episode, I want to look at each nicheling, and I want to talk about them. I just want to talk about what I think of them, and what their personality type is to me, how they think, how they're doing, and how happy they are, etc. I want to talk about them, just give a little snippet so that we know more about our nichelings before we say goodbye. And to end out the episode, we will have only one baby, and it will be Coffee's and Peridot's baby. That is the only baby that we're going to be having this episode. So no mums, no more mums, no more babies. So we're just going to be waiting for that. So let's go ahead and start with Coffee herself. Now Coffee, I wasn't quite sure what to do with her at first, but she kind of moved on her own in a way. She kind of just sat by the tree and she didn't want to move. She started talking with Brumir. They got really close. I think she found his stories really interesting. I think she just found him as, in general, interesting. She would always watch, very fascinated with how he cracked the nuts. And so she discovered that as a fighter, she wanted to protect him and this tree, because she felt that he was important, an important elder of the tribe. And so ever since he has passed away, she has stayed by this tree and done her best to imitate his techniques, and so far she's actually succeeded, and she has cracked 2 acorns, and that may not seem very impressive to say like those with nimble fingers or cracker jaw like Oyster, but to her it's amazing because she doesn't have those special paws or jaws that aids her in any way. She did this with her own determination. And so I'm really impressed with Coffee because she's just so determined to always, when she sets her mind to something, she'll do it. And so for today, she will try again to crack an acorn. And then, let's see. Before we continue, I do want to look at where Peridot is. Okay, he's actually really close, so we're gonna move him forward in a second. Because Coffee has 7 days, so we should be able to, we'll be just fine. But she's going to go ahead and crack this acorn, or attempt to, and that's what she wants to do today, and that's perfectly fine. Now, Oyster is the firstborn child of Pearl, Impura Pearl, and Impure Digon. She's very shiny and silvery, and I feel like she's very wispy. Almost, she's not exactly airheaded, but she gets distracted easily. She daydreams. She kind of follows these different thought trails, these little bunny trails that she makes in her head. And I think she finds it all very, very interesting. She finds even the most mundane things interesting. Like, she'd look at this bark, she'd study the grooves and the patterns, and she'd wonder why it was like that. She'd wonder why this acorn had the type of cap that it did. She wonders about these things. She gets really, really curious, and she can't help it. That's how she is. So, little Oyster, she's going to continue staring at the tree, and I wonder if she might come. I feel like she'd even come over here to just stare at the rock, because she'd wonder why it looks the way it does. You know, I think someone carved their name into this. I think Hector actually carved his name into that with his antlers, if I remember correctly. I think he had antlers. And so oh wow, I can't believe I didn't think of that. But she's going to try and dig for roots by it, but she's going to read Hector's name and remember him faintly because his name is still pretty popular among this tribe. I think some of his siblings might still be alive. Maybe, I don't remember entirely. And then we have Gwendolyn, who attached herself pretty much straight away to this berry bush. She loves this thing. She loves it. She is very nurturing with it. Sometimes she'll prune it, which is why she swipes at it, by the way. Because it is healthy to prune your trees, because there are sometimes they get the dead leaves, dead branches, and you kind of want to just get those off the tree. But so she prunes it, she watches after it, and she just takes her job as this berry bush's gardener and owner very seriously. So she takes very good care of it, and she considers it hers alone. And so far she's been doing pretty well. Dedication is definitely a very strong aspect of her personality. Now let's look at Quartz. Quartz so far, he's just very quiet, serious. He just kind of does what he needs to do. So that's why he's been patrolling back and forth. So quartz, to him, it makes perfect sense to just check up on everyone, make sure they're doing okay, check around the dark spots, make sure there's nothing in there. And so that's what he's been doing this whole time, just looking up and down. He takes his job seriously. He's like, I'll just do it. Might as well. There's nothing, like, there's no point in not doing it as well. He just kind of does it. Does what needs to be done. And his brother Bangle, he has a very playful vibe to me. I remember in the last episode he was actually swiping at Gwendolyn's berry bush, but he likes digging in the roots, he likes hopping around, and he likes swiping at things, like just playing with the leaves. He makes me think of Hector when he was younger. Very, very immature, but also very excitable, immature. He looks at everything and he sees awesome, fun playtime, like he'd see a crabbit and he'd probably paw at it just to see what it would do. So that's Bangle for me. That's how I see him. And then we have Lapis, who's one of our youngest babies. Oh gosh, so many pretty silver babies. But Lapis, she's very... what's the word? I feel like I'm not quite sure about Lapis yet. I mean, I do think she'd be interested in the water. I mean, let's see. I feel like she'd be interested in the water. Maybe just look at it out of curiosity. Lapis makes me think water, of course, because if any of you have ever watched Steven Universe, I haven't seen all of it, but I've seen some episodes, so I know what Lapis does. But it makes sense, so maybe that's why I think water with her, but I feel like Lapis would love to just leisurely stroll along the beach collecting shells. Much like our ancient shell collectors from Holly's Haven. That's a really old tribe of mine, in case you guys didn't know. And then we have little Dima. Dima. I'm not sure. I feel like Dima would be a very, very serious child. Very, very responsible. He's like, I have to do this and this and this. And he likes being organized. He likes thinking things through. So he'll look at everything. He'll think about everything. And that's kind of what he does. Whereas his sister, Nightingale, she's pretty focused as well. She's just kind of determined to better her skills. Oh, and dig roots. But I feel like Nightingale's very competitive. So maybe that's why she dug roots. So she sees someone with digging paw and she's like, I can do that too. So she'll go and she'll do it. But let's see. Peridot, Peridot follows his heart. When Peridot believes in something, when he feels like he needs to do something, he does it. Which is why he's heading to a tree that he saw from across the tide pool. And he's heading over here because he feels like he has to. He feels like it's where he's meant to be. And around here is where he'll see coffee and realize maybe that's why. So these two little lovebirds are going to stare at each other while we continue talking about the rest of our tribe. Now, let's see. Canary. Canary, definitely a storyteller. I think part of the reason why she's chatting with T. Rose so much is because she wants to learn about everything. She wants to learn about her stories, she wants to learn about her, she wants to learn about the tribe, like how it was like when she was young, because she wasn't born, I don't believe, when Brunor was Empire. So, or was she? I don't think she was. So she might ask about that, the previous Empires, and she's really curious about all of these things, and she really enjoys the story of it. So she would be one of our storytellers, and honestly, you know, I think she might be our first mystic, because that's part of what I always imagined mystics being. Not only can they see into nichelings, like, genetic makeup and everything, that's what they originally were going to be, because I was going to have them look at the epigenetic possibilities, and that's how we were going to pair nichelings together most of the time, but we didn't really get any mystics that fit mystics in my head, so... yeah, but Canary would be that. They also told stories, and that's what I view the mystics. They tell stories, they share history, and Canary is... I can see Canary doing this. So I think she would sit by the very first nest that we ever used to breed on this island, and collect up the berries from, I believe, the very first berry bush that was ever found on this island, and feel very satisfied with it. And T. Rose. T. Rose is very, let's see, I'm not sure. I know that she thinks things through very carefully. She's kind, she's very loving, she's what, the reason why I always call her Mama T Rose is because I see her as this big old mama. She's a mom to everyone. Even if she's younger than them, she'll act that way. She'll watch over you. She'll make sure you get your food. She'll listen. She'll tell you stories, just like Canary. And I think that's why people enjoy being around her. Nichelings enjoy being around her. And so, let's see. Nope, she's going to dig in the ground because I refuse to have her collect poisonberry and collect some. Wow, everybody's doing really good with collecting roots today. And then we get to Arvid. Arvid is hyper. He's a little bit egotistical, and he fell in love really, really deeply with Applestar. He thinks she is the most beautiful nicheling in the entire universe. He loves her to bits, and so he does get a bit jealous. If you guys remember the last episode, Quartz was around here. He's like, "Are you making eyes at her? Are you making eyes at her?" He's like, "Don't look at her." Well, not don't look at her. Just you're not thinking of trying anything with my girl, are you? You're not thinking of trying anything, right? Yeah, go away. Go away. He's just very, very jealous. But he calms it down when Applestar just kind of gives him a pat on the shoulder like, "Calm down, honey. It's no big deal." And so he usually can tone it down, but you can tell he's very uncomfortable because, I mean, to her, she's so beautiful, he understands why any other nicheling guy would try to take her. And so he just feels like he's just kind of worried about that. He's just worried. You're worried for no reason, Arvid. She loves you to bits. She loves you. It's okay. I remember when they first met that he grabbed berries and shared them with her. It was really cute. But Arvid, let's see. Arvid's also a paladin, very hyperactive, and he likes to show off. So he would definitely go and get that mole. Whereas Applestar, she's a heck of a lot calmer. Okay, she's calmer. She just gently splashes in the water. She just like leisurely moves around. She just enjoys nature. She enjoys everything around her, and she takes her time. That's one thing I do like about Applestar. I always got the vibe that she took her time, and she took the time to stop and smell the roses. You know, she looked around her, she saw everything, and she always appreciated it. And so Applestar to me is very, very interesting in that way. And I have to say, I really love that aspect of her. Like, ever since she came over here, I always saw that in her. Especially as she kind of made her slow way over to the nest. She just doesn't feel the need to rush life. Her daughter, Lucilla, let's see, I haven't had a lot of time with Lucilla, so I'm not very sure. She definitely seems like a lot of like a few of our little nichelings. She seems very close to her mother. But at the same time, I feel like she'd be very like her father, wanting to dart around and see everything and try everything and show off a little bit. You know, just to like, "Mom, see what I can do." You know what I mean? But I think Applestar will kind of come closer to Arvid and calm him down and just talk with him. And then we have Mamba. Mamba was our first Poison Fang nicheling since Creto, which is crazy. And I'm really glad she showed up because she's so cute. But she has no idea what she's going to be. She's kind of confused about life, much like Digon. But what she does know is she enjoys doing. She enjoys doing everything. She loves collecting berries. She loves cracking nuts. She likes attempting to grab up the fish, even if it's a bit more frustrating. She likes exploring. She likes looking at things. She likes everything. She does everything. Like, if the Razorana tried to attack her, she'd probably slap at the Razorana. Like, if she could hunt, she would hunt bunnies, she'd hunt moles, she does everything. And she enjoys it, so that's partly why she's so confused by everything. It's because she's like, well, what am I supposed to do? And she doesn't know. And we have Cleopatra. Her mate Locke passed away in the last episode. And you guys all remember, Cleopatra didn't want to gather berries. She didn't want to dirty her paws. She didn't want to dig in the roots. She didn't want to do any of that. But then Bruno kind of snapped some sense into her and said, "You need to help out." And since she met Locke especially, she calmed down. And she's still a little bit proud, still a little bit snippy and stuff, but she calmed down. She now looks at the world in a nicer light, and she appreciates it better. And she's really great. She really loved Locke, you guys. Locke being around made her very happy, and I think with him gone, she would feel a little bit sad, and I feel like she'd go to sit by some of her children. So, let's see, I definitely think she was very happy to help Nightingale, but I think she kind of needs to be with her right now. So she's gonna sit by Nightingale. She can sit on the berry bush, I guess. She can sit on the berry bush, but she's gonna stay by Nightingale, and Nightingale's going to comfort her. Because Locke was a great guy. He was really goofy at first and really silly, and I remember when he first had his nicheling babies, he got super excitable and like, I'm a dad, I'm a dad, I'm a dad. And I really loved him. He was so cute. But now we have little Alabaster. Alabaster is certainly proud. Certainly makes me think of Cleopatra in a way. He's aware that he's different and he loves it. So he really has no shame, I guess. He is the type of person who would say, look at me and look at how fabulous I am, with no sense of irony. He would believe it totally. Like, if any of you have watched Will and Grace, it's an awesome TV show. Think Jack, personality-wise. That's how I view Alabaster. He's just very full of himself, thinks he's super awesome, and he's like, super fabulous, look at my shiny golden horns, my bright bronze hair, and he thinks he's really cool for being super shiny. Oh, I didn't want to move Diagon there, whoops. Sapphire, scoot over here. Scoot over here. And speaking of Sapphire, actually, let's see. Sapphire has the big nose like her mom. She's one of the few in our tribe that actually has the big nose. I definitely think she'd feel close to Helene over here, who we'll get to in just a second. Maybe I should go over to the fish guys in a little bit, but we'll finish up with Pearl's family. And I almost said Saphira. I don't know if you guys have read Aragon books. Oh my gosh, why do I keep referencing everything? You guys would probably enjoy them though. But Sapphire, I feel like she's shy, almost. She seems like almost nervous to me. I'm getting a really shy, nervous vibe from her. She would definitely stick around her siblings. And honestly, I kind of feel like she'd stick around Alabaster. His bigger-than-life personality would probably make her feel really safe in a way. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like she'd definitely hang around Alabaster. And let's see. Speaking of the shiny family, Imperial Pearl, she showed up out of the blue. Helene found her. I think she kind of saw someone with the big nose and she was really curious. And she came out and we found Pearl. She has double nimble fingers. She's the only nicheling in the whole entire tribe to have stripes. And I really love her. I feel like she's content. She's very content with her life and she feels very honored and happy to be with Imperial Diagon. I think she finds him very, very beautiful in his own right, you know? I mean, she loves his hair, she loves his pattern, and how she loves him. And I think she's just very happy that she made the decision that day to come out and introduce herself. Woo, everybody's getting the roots today, you guys. Everybody's getting the roots. And we will get to Helene in just a second, but we have these nichelings over here. Boxelder! You guys, you remember he was the more adventurous nicheling, and he saw Olive. He saw Olive wandering down, and he got a crush on her. He was curious. He followed after her, and to him, just much like Arvid with Applestar, he views her as the most beautiful, beautiful creature in all the lands. And he loves her so much. He's done so much for her. He's cleared out the berry bush. He's cleared out territory. Even though he's a fighter, he sat down and gathered berries for her while she was pregnant, so that she'd have some nice snacks to eat. And he stayed with her this whole time, and he loves her so much. And he loves all of his kids. He's just such a big bundle of love. I honestly just want to go in there and I want to give him a hug. Doesn't he look cuddable? Cuddable? Oh my gosh. Cuddleable. Cuddly? Why didn't I just say cuddly? I'm weird, you guys. But he looks super cuddly, and I just love him. Let's zoom in a bit. See? Look at how cuddly he looks. I know I'm going on and on about this, but he looks super fluffy, and I want to give him a hug, like really badly. But Boxelder, he's just a big bundle of fluff. A big bundle of love and fluff. So I don't know if he'd, I think he'd stay by his youngest one, his little baby, and attempt to feed from the bottom instead. Maybe try to teach her or attempt to. And little Phoebe's just born. I have absolutely no idea, but I feel like she's very well loved, and I think she's very curious. I feel like she'd want to learn everything she can about the ocean, about clamshells, about crabbits, about rhizoranas, fish, kelp, and feeding from the bottom. So I think that's partly because Boxelder is kind of trying in a way to teach her how to feed from the bottom, even though he can't and has not been successful. And I think she watches and she's curious to how it could be done, and she's trying to figure things out. So she definitely seems like someone who would experiment a bunch with different ways to do things. So she probably would have been a very good Empire in her own right. I think she would have been a very good Empira. She definitely has the tenacity in my head. She seems like she has that special spark about her. And her brother, Leopard? Yeah, her brother. Her brother Leopard, he's much like Pearl, he's content. He's happy to stay around here, look after things, and just kind of look around the territory. I do feel like that he would, oh right, we have these nichelings back here. Good thing I went back up this way. Definitely feel like he would start helping clear out the territory. I think that would be something he'd want to do. And then we have little Tsume, who he's not a fighter, but he wants to explore and find more berry bushes. So I think he would find this one and then step out and see Oya. And let me check their immunity genes. They're not going to breed, but it's just like I want to see if it's possible. It's not, but you know what? It's going to happen anyway because in my head, romance. He's going to see Oya, maybe offer her some of these berries, and she could offer him some of these chunks of bunny meat, and for once she might sit out of the water, clear away some of the grass, just to see him better. And I feel like they'd get to chatting, just because they both love exploring, and she's been going off on her own, investigating all these tide pools and seeing all these new things, and I think he'd be curious about what she'd seen, and vice versa. She would ask him the same thing. And Oya! Oya, my beloved little Oya. She's just super cute, you guys. She's just super cute. She has the swimming tail for one thing, and she actually is able to work on the water body, so that's why we had her in the water. But she just really appreciates the gentleness and the uniqueness of the ocean, I guess. She considers it very special. Very nice and relaxing, and honestly, this makes me want to go to the beach. But she just enjoys it. She enjoys walking along the sand underneath the water. She finds it very comforting. But now that we've done that, let's head back this way. And we have Nyx. Nyx was part of a set of twins, I believe. I think. I don't know if he was actually. Oh my goodness. We've actually had 3 sets of twins in this tribe. Cleopatra is a fertility goddess. Okay, I'm making it official. She is a fertility goddess because she had 2 of those twins. Oh my word. So many twins. But Nyx is kind of just exploring because he wants to find new things. He don't want to be stuck in the same place. So he's been off on his own little adventure. And what I find funny is the river actually connects here. So I feel like he'd sit around, collect from the tree, and then Helene, she's been kind of stuck guarding these berry bushes, and she doesn't mind, but I feel like she would kind of want to go on her own adventure, and she found a nest! She'd clear away the grass from the nest, and then their eyes would meet. And thus begins another love story. Because yes, many of our nichelings are going to be falling in love in this episode, you guys. I want romance. Lots of romance. And speaking of romance, we do have our... she's pregnant. I totally forgot. Okay, so 2 babies in this episode, you guys. So Trillium, she's actually a lot like Arvid because she tried showing off how many berries she could collect to Carrot to get his attention. You really could have just talked to him, Trillium. You really could have just talked, which I imagine you did eventually. But, Carrot's such a silly guy. He just wanted to find his own berry bush, and he went off somewhere else to discover one, and then he found Trillium, and they met, and now he has a family. A tiny family, but a family, and it's super cute. And one of his little family members, I believe this is Angelica. Angelica, okay, let's see. Let's have him use up the rest of his turns. Shake the tree. Artemis is going to go ahead and collect up the acorns. She can come over here, collect up the acorn. Artemis has gone on quite the adventure, you guys. We're going to lose her in this episode. Oh, no. No, I don't want her to go. She's been on quite the adventure, you guys. She's explored all the way over here, from way back by this area up here, all the way from here to here. And she was the one that she and her brother Oak, they cleared out this area. They found the nest. She is a big reason why we're even here at this tree right now. So it's thanks to her that Carrot has a place to raise his family. And he's very, very grateful. And his daughter Angelica, she's actually been trying to clear out more grass for the territory while simultaneously heading down. What, did I find a berry bush? She found a berry bush! Good job, Angelica! Awesome, awesome, awesome. And Trillium, much like I said, she's very show-offy, and I think she's very satisfied to have found her mate, to have succeeded in wooing him and winning his heart. So she's very happy. And very, very proud of her red ram-horned little brood. And actually, Milkweed has been kind of following after Oak because she's not very good at collecting and she's not sure what she wants to do. And so she figures she might just go with Oak and follow after Oak. Crabbit in the way. Crabbit, you're in the way. So I don't really think there's any romantic attraction. I think it's kind of just like a friendship. She just wants to explore and see more. And being back there is kind of... She felt a little bit stuck, I guess you could say. Oh, let's see. I want in the next turn for them to collect our first piece of savanna grass. That'd be so cool. Oh, looks like there's ports over here. Oh, that's cool. But yeah, she just kind of wanted to be around someone. And Oak, the goofy little guy, he was really impressed by Artemis, and so he followed after her. And then he actually found a majority of the berry bushes over in this area. And he's probably a mini legend among farmers, because I think he found like 3 berry bushes. He collected the first berries of 3 bushes. He also cleared away the grass of all those bushes. And he might have been the one who found the nest. I think that was Artemis though. But he's a mini legend, and he's going off to find even more berry bushes because he just can't stay still for too long. So that's what he's doing right now. But I think I have covered everyone. And alright, you guys, in the next turn, I'm not really going to move anyone. We're just going to move Coffee, and we're going to move Peridot together. They're going to breed, and we're going to have a baby. And we do have one more baby over here that we can look at. And then that will be the end of the Feryll Empire. And I'm kind of sad to see them go, because we didn't get to do as many Empires as I had hoped. I was seriously hoping that, like, around the 4th Empire, that's when we'd be getting more strict, because I wanted to grow it slowly, because logically when they're a small tribe it doesn't really make sense for them to be so discriminatory, because they need those nichelings. But oh well, we did have some pretty good stories. Digon's little journey is still my favorite. Let's go ahead and pass the turn and see what Trillium's baby is gonna be. Oh, it's a baby boy in Artemis. Oh, heartbroken. Goodbye, Artemis. What's this little guy's name? Mandu Crow. Okay, let's look at his genes. He has spiky body, nimble fingers, runner leg, webbed-hind legs, short-sighted eyes, hemophilia, A and G, and high-ish fertility. He also he can get webbed paw and swimming tail. Yay! He's not that bad though. He's really cute. I'm not sure what to name you, so I'm just gonna... You can be... Emerald. There we go. His name is Emerald. I don't think that was suggested. I don't have my list up right now because I only had one baby and have a name planned for them already. But Emerald. Beautiful Emerald. And Trillium is a very proud mother. But we're going to go ahead, we're going to zoom back, and our main focus in this turn is purely to breed Coffee and Peridot. So let's scoot, zoom in just a little bit more. Peridot is going to make the last few steps, 1 and 2, and then Coffee is going to meet him in the middle. Coffee, come on. She needs to stay really close to the tree. There we go. Coffee is going to move here. What? Why does she only have 2 turns? What? Okay, she can't breed with him. She can't breed with him. He needs to breed with her, please. Oh, thank goodness. So she can go ahead and set a nest, and this is the only thing we're waiting for. Digon passed away too? We need a new Emperor. Okay, so currently we're being ruled by Emperor Pearl, and who the next Emperor is going to be left in question. But, okay. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna zoom in, and I'm actually gonna see if I can't get a better view, because I really want a good view of this baby. There we go. Let's zoom in just a bit more. Just a bit. Can I? There we go. Oh, that's perfect. One more. There we go. And click off, and let's see what this last baby's gonna be, you guys. Let's see. She looks a lot like Mamba. Oh my goodness, Poison Fangs? Oh, that is perfect. And you know what she's gonna be named, you guys? I'm naming her Sweetheart. I don't know why, but that is exactly the name I imagined for their kiddo. We're gonna take a quick look at her genetics. Big body, normal hind legs, normal blood clotting, hemophilia recessive. She has lowish fertility, F and A. Poison Fangs. And let's see what she can work on. She can work on, yeah, no water body genes. I just kind of look to see if there's any Fisher genes. But wow, you guys. Beautiful. Beautiful. Good job, Kami. You guys had such a beautiful daughter. Oh my word. So beautiful. But alright, you guys. This is it. This is it. We have had quite a blast here. Quite a few amazing stories. I think this is like the biggest tribe I've had on a niche Let's Play for a while, so definitely our biggest tribe. Pretty sure anyway. And it's amazing. I know we were on this island for most of it, and I do sort of regret that, but overall I'm really happy with how it turned out. We had a lot of fun stories, a lot of interesting nichelings, and I really loved it. But now we have to say goodbye, so alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I want to thank you all for watching. And if you have any ideas or suggestions, go ahead and comment them down below. But I gotta be bopping on out of here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!